Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Andrea Giraldo. Welcome to Meetings of the Minds, brought to you by the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in partnership with BronxNet. This show was created in direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic as a way to highlight the work of our members and partners, as well as to understand the resources they have to help our community in those difficult times. So our first guest that joins us today is here to speak about the services her organization is offering its clients and how they are empowering entrepreneurs and business owners across several industries. Please welcome to the show founder and CEO of Lean On Me Live, Jessica Kennison. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, Jessica, can you tell us how you got started and what inspired you to create Lean On Me Live?
Sure. I was a secretary for a superintendent of a charter school network. And at the time, he had wrote a book. He had authored a book on education. And so he started to generate some business in the speaking industry. And I was supporting him on both operations for the school and also helping him out with some of ideas. And later on, he left to pursue that full time. And it called me up, gave me a mini Chromebook, and asked me if I would help him support the back end operations. And that was about 7 years ago. And he's now an international speaker, consultant, and a leader in the education industry. And I run the whole back end of his business and
Wow.
creating systems and operations.
Internationally.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. And what is Lean On Me Live's mission?
Our mission is to provide superior customer support for our customers and also help them with their systems and operations to build a sustainable business so that they can do what they love and also have time to spend with their families and do all the other things while we handle all the back end operations.
So, how are you helping small business owners with their businesses or individuals, entrepreneurs?
Sure, we're a one-stop shop. So I have a team of experts. They all stay in their area of expertise. And we set up systems, strategic planning, and we just buy into their business and their brand. And we work together collaboratively to design a system that works best for their business. And then also so it can function on its own as well.
Wonderful. And I usually like to ask people this question when they come on the show. If someone who's, in high school or just getting into college and would want to follow your footsteps into developing a business such as this one or a career in this sort of industry, what would you recommend them to do? What sort of journey do they need to navigate through, or skills that they need to pick up in order to deliver this sort of, business, industry, or just even start a business?
Yeah, so always having like a framework and an organized process, writing it down, implementing, taking chances, speaking to everyone about your business and what you provide, the supports you provide, and just learning, constantly learning new systems, any updated systems, especially in the digital marketing world. So much of marketing is happening that way, so that's a really good avenue. They're always looking to find support in that area for my industry.
Do you see a lot of AI being implemented now?
Yes, but with a lot of a human touch, for sure. It's not just on its own and operating on its own. You do have to know how to manipulate the system, use it, and work it properly. But yes.
Okay. Can you provide an example of how that is done?
Well, AI is based on the information you give it, so you have to give it the proper information. So you sort of can use it as a partner, right? And and you just need to know the right questions to ask. There's ways to document and keep a feed on a specific subject, so you continue to learn and grow and understand. So it's very much your ideas, just some back end support to support your idea, but you still have to come up with the original idea, and so those
the
are one
prompts
of my,
that.
you have to prompt it, you have to pin
Yeah.
certain subjects and topics, so that way you can, circle back and follow up with new ideas that you generate in your mind that you wanted to keep track of. So then it sort of helps you pull it all together after a while. So it is helpful.
And what is the scope of work that you provide for small businesses within digital marketing?
We do all social media, ads, email funnels to build communities, and we have sales department. We also help build websites, and we do Google Ads. So anything under that digital marketing umbrella, we do.
Very cool. Is there any specific size of the business that you look for, or anyone can?
Well, so we support a lot of nonprofits as well. And recently we had an opportunity to work for a school here in Manhattan to help build their community in the digital marketing world, because it's even going as far as the school. The size, it has to be a startup company that's already moving and now is like, I can't do this on my own. I need to hire support to help me so I can continue to grow. And then that's where we come in.
Excellent. Now, are there any specific industries that normally seek your services, or who could approach you?
Sure, consultants.
Okay.
There's many consultants. The Department of Education, I work with a lot of consultants that are aligned with that in education. And any nonprofit organization, I work for the National Speakers Association. So I work with chapters within the association. So we help support their back-end operations, as well as the speaker, the keynote speaker that's an expert in their industry, and they supply umbrella of services like consulting, or they have coaching on the side, and they also do retreats and things like that. So we help coordinate those events and do all the back-end operations and marketing.
Yeah, very cool. And where can people find you? I think this would be a good time to give them all your website or emails or anything you can share with the audience today.
Sure. www.leanonmelive.com. And then my email address is jessica@leanonmelive.com.
Excellent. So leanonmelive.com and jessica@leanonmelive.com. That's wonderful. And what would they find there? Would they be able to book an appointment with you, like a discovery call?
Sure. On my website, there's a contact form, and they'll just fill out the contact form. My calendar will come up, and they can schedule a 15-minute consultation with me, and we can see if it's a fit. There might be a follow-up after that.
Yeah, yes. I'm sure. And why should an organization choose to work with Lean On Me Live?
Yeah, so we work as a team, right? It takes a while to build a team, and this is a team that we've worked together for 5+ years. We're growing, we're building, we're up to date on technologies and different services, and we've learned best practices, so we're always improving and really just working hard for the client. And as we grow, the client grows.
Yeah, your first client, right, works internationally, so you're able to support people at that level as well.
Yes.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be very localized, but you have these wonderful capabilities.
Yes.
Very cool. And I think we can repeat, please, your website, so we can scroll it at the bottom again.
Sure.
So viewers can contact you if they want to learn more.
Sure, it's www.leanonmelive.com.
Excellent. And did you want to shout out to your teammates?
My teammates are there's like 15 of us, but yeah, they're all so amazing, so special to me. I love seeing them grow and really just enjoy working in their giftings. So it not only benefits our clients, but it definitely is part of what drives me and motivates me in my business.
Now, is the team located in one area? Like, do you have a main office or everyone's spread out?
Everyone's spread out. We have some team members here in New York City, the state, over in Buffalo. We have, I even have one or two in the Philippines that
Wow.
they left their full-time job as math professors to follow me and
Math
work with
professors.
me. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. No, but your offices are located
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, definitely fascinating. And do you currently hold any MWB certification, like the Women-Owned Business certification?
I do. I'm here in the city of New York City, New Jersey, and also working on the state as well, because I do some work with a partnership there for New York State.
Excellent. And what about New Jersey?
New Jersey as well, yeah,
Oh,
definitely New Jersey.
Very cool. So any government agency listening, now you know. So definitely connect with leanonmelive.com and you can learn more on these excellent services to help your business function. So is there any other social media you want to share? Instagram or LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, I do. I have Jessica Kennison for LinkedIn, and so I'm pretty active on my LinkedIn site as well. And I'm always looking for new talent to come in and help support our clients. And so.
And another important detail about Jessica, and we talked this before we came on the show, but se habla español. So please.
Sí, hablo español, sí.
Yeah. So if you're a small business as well and you prefer to speak in your own language, Jessica's very fluent in Spanish, so she'll be able to definitely assist you in either English or Spanish. So please don't forget to follow her. Email her at leanonmelive@gmail.com or Jessica as well at jessica@leanonmelive.com. And her website, leanonmelive.com. We have it here at the bottom of the screen. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on Meetings of the Minds on BronxNet. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Our next guest is an East Harlem native and a seasoned fitness instructor and wellness advocate. She joins us to share her passion for yoga and speak about its transformative impact on her community. Please welcome to the show the founder of Ofrenda Yoga Studio, Miss Jazmin Tejada. Thank you.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Jazmin, tell us a little bit about your background in fitness and how you got started with yoga. Why
Okay.
is this such a part of you?
So my story is a little interesting because, and this is something that comes up at least 2 or 3 times a week, where someone tells me, I don't like yoga, or I've done yoga and I didn't like it. Because when I started yoga, I didn't like it either. And here I am. So
Yeah.
20 years ago or so, I'm aging myself, but 20 years ago or so, the internet wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
And I was walking in the Upper East Side or something, and I saw yoga, and I was like, what's that? And of course, I tried to look it up because Google wasn't around yet. I tried to look it up and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I signed up for a class. I was like, I'm athletic. I'll take this class. And I took the class and I was like, why do people do this? This is weird. This is really boring. It's slow. But there was something about it that caught my attention. And maybe a few months later, I signed up for another class. And I did that for a little bit where I would take a class, not take a class for 6 months, and then take a class again until I found the teacher that I liked. So I always tell people take a few classes, try a few different teachers, try different studios and see what works and what doesn't work for you, because it's not one size fits all. And 20 years later, here I am owning a studio.
And it's actually contrary to what people think. It's quite challenging.
It's extremely challenging. It's challenging because, especially in the world that we live in now, we're so connected to being on the phone and interacting with people. And now you have this 1 hour where you're not speaking to anyone, you're not answering your phone. It's just you and your thoughts and your breathing.
And your muscles.
And how
Or
do you
lack
show up for
thereof.
that? Yes and no, right? Because sometimes I encourage people to listen, if what you need to do right now is take a nap, take a nap. That is yoga also. The idea of yoga just being these strenuous poses that we see is all marketing. It's important, there's a reason why we do it, but it's not the end all be all.
Yeah. And what inspired you to open your yoga studio in Harlem?
That's also another story. But
Go ahead, we got
long
time.
story short was I had been teaching for 10 years and I was on my way to teach a class, and there was something in my brain that was just you need to do your own thing. And I've never wanted to own my own business. That was just never my thing. And I went home and I told my partner, and I was like, I think I'm going to open a studio. And he was like, all right, so what do we do first? And I was like, let's figure it out. And from that moment on, there was no looking back. I just figured it out step by step. And a year later, the studio is a year old now.
And where does the name Ofrenda come? I mean, I understand Ofrenda as the term in Spanish, but what is the meaning for it to be the name of your yoga studio?
So when you practice yoga, that's an offering to yourself. Right? It's an offering to yourself. It's an offering to your better life, to your future self. And when you teach yoga, it's also an offering. You're offering a safe space. You're offering a place where people can do what they need to do for themselves for an hour. So offering, ofrenda.
Ofrenda. I like that. So people know when they're coming, they're offering.
Right. They're giving themselves an offering. They're receiving an offering.
Very nice. When someone walks through the doors of your yoga studio, what can they expect? What kind of classes or services do you offer? Is there a menu of?
So we're open 7 days a week. We have classes early morning, 7 a.m. all the way through 7:15 p.m. depending on the day. The first thing, though, when you walk into the studio, you're going to smell Palo Santo, because we are very well known for having that good scent, that energy cleansing scent in the studio. We have 2 studio rooms, so it depends on what you sign up for. It depends on what it is that you want to explore. We have an infrared heated room, which is usually heated to about 95 degrees.
That's
we don't
the
like
hot
to
yoga.
go. Yeah, that's hot yoga. We don't like to go into the hundreds because let's be real, it doesn't have to be that hot for you to sweat, right? And then we have a non-heated room for people that don't like hot yoga. So you have options. We also have self-locking lockers, so smart lockers, so you can store your stuff. You don't have to worry about your shoes leaving the studio without you. You don't have to worry about your things while you're practicing.
Very nice, very nice. And what age groups do you work with?
We teach mostly adults, but we have a lot of adults that come in with their teenage, kids. So from 12 and up, as long as they're accompanied by an
12? Wow. Now, do you see a shift in recent years? Because I've read about this, that more men are now also doing yoga.
Yes. So there's something that's happening where everyone is trying to be a little more connected to themselves, I guess, because we're so connected to our phones and to, the social media stuff all the time, that we want to be a little more anchored. We want to be a little more grounded. And so we're finding that women, men, younger people, older people, everyone are just looking for this space where they can be a little more grounded, a little more steady.
Very nice. Amazing. And how empowering is it for you to know that you're the only Latina owner of a yoga studio in East Harlem. And maybe I have to ask, are there any lessons in Espanol?
So we used to do bilingual classes.
Oh,
And unfortunately, it didn't work out well because bilingual people or people that needed Spanish classes weren't coming to class,
Yeah.
but maybe we'll bring it back. Pero a lot of the teachers speak Spanish. So if someone shows up and, they need a bilingual class, we're happy to accommodate.
very cool. And you also have community events that you run. Can you tell us about this?
Yes, of course. So we have community classes that we hold. We have put them on hold for the summer because summertime things get
Yeah.
slower for studios. But it's a way for us to audition new teachers and for the community to be involved in who's going to be guiding their classes. So they give me feedback on that teacher was really good, or I'm not 100% sure if I like that.
Yeah.
And we take that into consideration because that's who they're going to be practicing with. And these community classes are free. You sign up online.
Oh, wow.
It's free.
Yeah.
You bring your own mat. It's a free class, our class. Yeah.
Okay, so online where? We need to give our audience the address.
Our website is www.ofrendayoga.com.
Very cool. But the community events happen during the summer, you said?
They
or?
didn't happen during the summer.
Oh,
They're coming back in the
they're
fall.
coming-
Yeah, they
okay.
come back in October.
And how often are those?
It depends on how many
Random.
teachers
Yeah.
are looking to audition.
Oh, wow.
But we always announce it and we post about it and we put out the link so that people know it's happening.
And your Instagram, Jazmin?
The studio's Instagram is Ofrenda Yoga Studio.
And the website, we have ofrendayogastudio.com.
Yes.
Wonderful. There you go. Now we have it in the bottom of the
Awesome.
screen, ofrendayoga.com. Wonderful. We're going to have to stop. The screen went black. Okay, now it came back. Steven, what's going on? Okay. Do you need to count or can I just? Okay. So usually when people come on, I like to ask them, what advice would you give the audience, the younger audience that is watching, that are interested in opening up their own fitness or yoga business, or maybe it's Pilates or something. What advice would you give them in terms of how they prepare, what to expect, either from a fitness perspective, like the sort of licenses and whatnot, or maybe in terms of business ownership? Like, what advice would you give them?
I think the most important thing is to actually be passionate about what it is that you're pursuing, whether it's in fitness or just being an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is not for the weak.
No.
It is so much work. It is nonstop work. So that's something to be prepared for.
I like actually that you said that, because a lot of people talk about quitting their 9 to 5, and what they don't realize is that it becomes a 5 to 9 or a 24/7.
It's a 24/7.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
Yeah.
Especially when you're at the beginning stages. The studio's a year old, so I'm still the marketer. I'm still the secretary. I'm still the person answering all the Instagram DMs. I'm still the person doing a lot of this stuff. And partly is because I wanted to run a certain way, so I need operations to be set first. But it's nonstop. There are no breaks. Even when you're on break, you're still
Yeah.
kind of always on.
Okay, so that's the first reality check, we'll call it. What else? What other advice would you give them?
I think something that's really important that actually helped me was to ask for help. We can't possibly know everything all the time. And if you're very good at whatever fitness modality it is that you teach, that doesn't necessarily translate into being good at business. So the things that you're strong at, be strong at, but the things that you're unsure of, get help. Ask for help.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what challenges did you face when you were building your business?
I knew nothing about starting a business.
Well, hopefully
because-
you reached out for help, as
I
you
surely
just
did.
suggested.
Yeah. One of my really good friends owns Harlem Kettlebell Club in East Harlem also.
Okay, yeah.
So he was a huge help. I went to him. I still go to him for everything. Every day I'm like, hey, so what do you think about this? And vice versa. Like, there are some things that I help him with too. But it's really important to have a community of people that can help you and that you can help also. Especially in the fitness world, is not just fitness. We're building community. So it's important to be that hub and to have that
I was
hub.
actually just going to ask if you would go into the community of the fitness, or is it just any community? So specifically, there's a community around fitness.
There's a fitness community for sure, especially I'm in East Harlem, especially in Harlem, and all the entrepreneurs to these small business boutique fitness spaces, we're all friends and we all support each other. And if someone is having an event, is like, here, raffle off, a 1 week unlimited to my studio. We all support each other in that way. And we also reach out to each other when we're unsure of stuff, or we do collaborations together because we're stronger together.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. And do you have a team to help you, or well, you did mention about your mentor, so
I'm the
that's
team.
You're the team.
But I do have a team of teachers, so I'm not teaching all of the classes, and that's what
Okay.
allows me to still run all of the things. Right now we have about,
I'm sure when you started, it was probably just you teaching.
I
Everything.
still had a team of teachers because
Oh,
we're
okay.
open 7 days a week. I would
Yeah,
not be able to do
impossible.
that.
Yeah.
But I have about 15 teachers on staff now, so everyone teaches
wow.
their own classes. Everyone checks in their own classes. They're responsible for the studio while they're there. So that allows me and gives me space to manage the actual business side
Yeah.
of the studio.
And what are the holistic benefits of implementing yoga into your fitness routine versus traditional fitness weights, sort of CrossFit training?
More
Yeah.
intense, more
Yeah.
intense stuff. So yoga is really good for lowering blood pressure, for circulation. It's really good for the inner working stuff. So we think about yoga, like I mentioned before, we think about yoga and we think about the poses, but the reality is that yoga is like a moving meditation. So if you're a little inquieta like me, that I'm always bouncing off the walls, it's a way for you to like tune in and tune down what's happening internally, so that you can see things a little clearer, so that you can focus a little bit better and get a little more grounded.
Okay. And just to wrap up, one last time, your website.
The website for the yoga studio is www.ofrendayoga.com.
.com. And you can find Jazmin there with all her offerings of different classes, from hot yoga to
non-heated yoga,
Non-heated
no
yoga.
experience necessary, and you don't have to be flexible, just come through.
all beginners welcome. So again, that website was www.ofrendayoga.com. You may also visit her on her Instagram, Ofrenda Yoga Studio, and at Jazmin Tejada _yoga. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today, and I want to thank our guests, both Jessica and Jazmin, for joining us, and our viewers for tuning in and checking us out. Keep following BronxNet TV for continued coverage. If you're not a member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, you can visit us at HispanicChamber.nyc. Once again, that is www.hispanicchamber.nyc. You can also engage with us on LinkedIn at New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all spelled out. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Meetings of the Minds in partnership with BronxNet. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.